In this video, we're going to talk about penguins. Now, when you think about these black and white birds, you probably picture ice and snow, right? But that's just a tiny, tiny piece of their story. We're actually going to dive into this super surprising and dynamic world of the penguin, from tropical beaches all the way to the deepest oceans. Alright, so first up, let's just get this out of the way. We're going to shatter one of the biggest myths about these incredible birds, a misconception that pretty much everyone has. So I want you to do something for me. Just take a second. What's the very first image that pops in your head when I say penguin? Yeah, I'm willing to bet it's something like this, isn't it? Maybe a single penguin on a huge, icy landscape. And look, you're not wrong, that's definitely part of their world, but it is so far from the whole picture. Get this, many penguin species are totally happy in warmer, temperate climates. And believe it or not, there's even one species that lives right on the equator. How crazy is that? So, check out this range. With just one exception, penguins live exclusively in the southern hemisphere. We're talking South America, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and that famous Galapagos penguin I mentioned, the reason it can survive on the equator is all thanks to these cold ocean currents that basically serve up a constant buffet of food. Okay, so if it's not all about the cold, then what actually makes a penguin, well, a penguin? Let's get into the basics of what makes them tick. So the most important thing to remember is that penguins are birds. You know, they're warm-blooded, they've got feathers, they lay eggs, the whole deal. But evolution took them on a totally different journey. Instead of wings for flying in the air, they developed these powerful flippers that basically turned them into masters of the ocean. It's in the water they really shine, and they can live for a good 15 to 20 years out there. And just look at the diversity here. It's amazing. On one end of the spectrum, you've got the tiny little penguin, standing just over a foot tall. So cute. And on the other end, the absolutely majestic emperor penguin, which can be almost 4 feet tall. I mean, that's an incredible range. So what's a day in the life of a penguin actually like? Well, it's pretty much a constant cycle of navigating the ocean to find food, while at the same time trying really hard not to become food. Okay, mealtime. Penguins are carnivores, and they only hunt at sea. Their diet is pretty straightforward: krill, fish, and squid. Simple enough. But to catch this stuff, some species will do these mind-blowing deep dives, hundreds of meters down. And here's a wild little detail for you. They have spiny tongues to get a good grip on slippery fish, and then they just swallow it whole. Yep, no chewing necessary. Alright, so how do they keep from ending up on someone else's menu? Well, they have this brilliant built-in camouflage called counter shading. It's so clever. Think about it. From above, a predator looking down sees their black back, which just blends in with the dark ocean. But from below, a shark looking up sees a white belly that disappears against the bright sunny surface. It's basically nature's tuxedo, but for stealth. But even with that awesome camouflage, the ocean is still a dangerous neighborhood. In the water, their biggest enemies are leopard seals, orcas, and sharks. Now on land, the adults are pretty safe, but it's a different story for the eggs and chicks. They're super vulnerable to big seabirds like skuas. But you know, penguins aren't just these little survival machines. When they're on land, they have these incredibly rich and complex social lives. It's fascinating. And when I say social, I mean really, really social. Penguins come ashore to breed in these massive colonies, called rookeries. And some of these places can have hundreds of thousands of birds packed together. Just try to imagine the noise. It must be incredible. So, inside these bustling cities of penguins, they form monogamous pairs. A male and female will stick together for the whole breeding season to raise their chicks. And their society isn't about having a single boss or a chief in charge. Nope, it's more like a giant cooperative effort. It's all built around these little family units, just working together to make it. And as for family size, most penguin species lay 2 eggs a year. The 2 biggest ones, the king and emperor penguins, they just lay 1. And raising that chick is a total team effort. Both mom and dad show the really tough job of keeping the egg warm, and then, later, taking care of the chick. Okay, so we've covered where they live, what they are, and what they do all day. Now let's wrap things up with some of my absolute favorite wild facts about these amazing birds. The really cool stuff. First up, let's talk about tobogganing. Yeah, you heard me. When penguins in snowy places need to get around quickly, they just flop onto their bellies and slide. It looks super cute, but it's also a really smart, efficient way to save energy while they're cruising across the ice. So just how fast are they in the water? Well, the Gen 2 penguin holds the record. It's the fastest swimming bird on the planet, hitting speeds of up to 36 kilometers an hour. That's about 22 miles per hour. They're basically little underwater torpedoes. Okay, this next one is like a superpower. Penguins can actually drink salt water. They have this special gland right above their eye that filters all the salt out of their bloodstream. It's literally like having their own personal built-in water filter. And finally, have you ever wondered why penguins seem so chill around people? It's because, for the most part, they evolved without any major predators on land, so they just don't see us as a threat. They're just curious, and that's why you get all those amazing close-up videos and pictures you see in documentaries. So all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on. We all know penguins and polar bears live on opposite ends of the planet, right? But given how surprisingly adaptable penguins are, what if one somehow ended up with the Arctic? Do you think it could actually survive up there? It's definitely something to think about. Alrighty, that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.